Much as I want to be one, I'm not a girl's girl. And I hope that I can become a girl's girl someday, but right now, I would be lying if I said I'm a girl's girl and I support other women and I feel so much joy and happiness for other women when I see them succeeding. Unfortunately, I don't. Unfortunately, much as I
Well, this lady's saying she's not a girl's girl because of the way she was brought up, because of her mom. Her mom is always making her be in a competition with a fellow girl, always saying if she's in a place and the girl is doing better, she's always wanting to make her do better, always try to make her feel like she's in competition with another person. She wants to be the most beautiful, the most intelligent, the most this, the most that, the most best dressed, and all of that. So that actually affected her growing up. When she sees a girl that is winning, she's jealous or she wants to get to that position and she's not happy because she's not a girl's girl. And now she's like, how's she going to go about it? And you guys, let's watch this video. Then we'll come back and discuss.
want to be one, I'm not a girl's girl. And I hope that I can become a girl's girl someday, but right now, I would be lying if I said I'm a girl's girl and I support other women and I feel so much joy and happiness for other women when I see them succeeding. Unfortunately, I don't. Unfortunately, I have the patriarchy so ingrained within me that I feel such a strong sense of like envy and jealousy. Like when I see, I don't know, like when I see a pretty girl post on Instagram who like maybe I knew or I went to school with, like I have to be the prettiest. You know what I mean? You don't know what I mean, probably, because this is insane. I hope you don't know what I mean. And I would love to grow out of this. I'm 25. Maybe this is something I grow out of with age. I don't know. I also was raised by a mother who was very, very judgmental. Like everywhere we went, very judgmental. Like I think that she also ingrained some of this into me, like to constantly be being jealous of other women and like picking apart other women and like constantly having to be better than them. Like I have to be the prettiest, I have to be the smartest, like constantly having to be like the best person in the room, right? I want to escape this so bad. Like literally, how do I do that? How do I do that? I see like my mutuals on here getting more followers, becoming more successful. I feel jealous. I stop liking their videos. I stop engaging with them. Why do I do that? Literally, why do I do that? Like, I'm like, oh, you're getting successful. I want you to fail now. Oh, this girl I went to high school with who like used to be not very cute and is now super cute and gets a bunch of likes on Instagram. I'm not gonna like them. Like, I hope you fail. Why do I do that? Like, oh my God, this is such a therapy session for me right now. And I feel like I'm really taking one for the team. So don't, like, I hate this about myself. Genuinely, I hate this about myself. I don't know how to fix it. And before you even say it, I don't have a lot of female friendships. Duh. Like, I literally have one, two, I have a few, and they're mostly like long distance female friendships. They're not people I talk to every day. And it's always been like that. I've never really had like super close female friendships. And I'm kind of like connecting the dots as I'm doing this just like inner work on myself, and just as I'm growing up, as my frontal lobe developed, like I'm just trying to reflect. And I think these two things are related. Like the fact that I have a hard time like supporting other women, and the fact that I like have never really had strong female friendships.
It's a lot to open up and talk about things like this because I feel like there are a lot of women in this position but cannot come out to talk about it, right? A lot of people can just secretly be envying you and be jealous of you for no reason. And themselves, they don't even know why they are doing that. They just feel like once their friends or somebody they know is making it or winning, they have this, "Ah, I must win, I must have whatever she have, I must." I know some women like that. They just want to, compete with you in that kind of way. And it's not like they're genuinely happy with your success. They're not even genuinely happy with your success. They are not happy that you're winning. They want to be in that level with you. There are a lot of women in that position. So it takes a lot for her to come online and talk about it. Which I feel like she talking about it is already a step for her to move away from that, scenario. What do you guys think? What do you think she can do to actually be a girl's girl? Because she wants to be a girl's girl, but the way she's brought up, the way her mom actually trained her and all of that is not making her to be a girl's girl. And the way she's seeing life and things is changing things for her. What can you advise for women in this position in order for them to be a girl's girl? Let's watch some reaction on this video, then I'll come back and share my thoughts.
I think as As much as I want to be one, I'm not a girl's girl.
In this video, she talks about how she gets really jealous and like feels like she needs to be better or prettier or whatever when she sees people doing well, like other women doing well, and she wants to reprogram that, but she doesn't know how. And the other thing she says is that she grew up with a very critical mother. I was a body image and confidence coach for years. Okay, I worked in disordered eating. I want to weigh in on this. The critical mother thing is really interesting because most people who have body image issues, confidence issues, self-esteem, like disordered eating, right, comes from their parents. Like it comes from something that happened in their childhood, more times than not a parent who instilled this like negative self-talk in you. And it is really hard to rewire that and reprogram that. There's two ways to go about this with clients. The first is identifying those competition thoughts as like not your own, right? So it's becoming aware of them and being like, okay, I'm having the thought right now that I just saw a pretty girl on Instagram and I like want to be prettier than her and I don't like that she's so pretty. Ask yourself where you got that thought. Are you speaking in your own voice or are you speaking in someone else's voice? Is it your mother's voice? Is it a type of rhetoric that you heard a lot growing up? Or is it yours innately? Because most of the time, if not all of the time, it comes from somewhere. And if you can like detach yourself from this way of thinking by recognizing that like this was a script that was instilled in you at some point, as opposed to it being like inherent to who you are, that will create distance between you and the thought. And then the second and very simple step as well is looking at that and saying, it's totally fine that I'm having that thought. I'm not judging myself for having that thought. And like, is it helpful? Is it serving me? And is this really how I want to react to this picture? Is there something else that I could be learning from it? So for example, with the case of looking at a really pretty girl on Instagram and being jealous, I would then, if I was your coach, I would then ask you like, okay, what thoughts are you having about yourself as a result? Like, are you talking down to yourself? Are you like, turn it back on you? Because if you're just thinking, oh, this girl's really pretty, like there's a deeper layer where it's a reflection of what you feel about yourself. Then I would ask you, can we reframe that, right? Like, can we reframe the way that you're looking at yourself so that it is not coming from a place of like competition or judgment, but it's actually a moment of self-reflection. So for me, there was a lot of years when I was really jealous of my friend's success because I was struggling with my relationship with money and all this stuff. I just wasn't handling it. And then eventually I got to the point where I was like, this isn't actually helping me change my situation at all. I need to just pour all this energy into myself and trust that timing is right for me, which it was. And now I'm in a much better position, poured that into myself. I trusted the timing of my life and I was like, you know what, it's going to be okay. I will get there one day. And now I'm getting there. It's a process of switching to a more helpful and like proactive line of thinking or supportive. And over time, sitting with the uncomfortable, competition, jealousy, whatever that comes up, and then slowly like replacing the thought or having the follow-up thought. Okay. There's someone that said one time, first thought is your conditioning. Your second thought is you. So the way you respond to your conditioning is really what matters here. And it's giving more power and more weight to the response you have to conditioning rather than the condition statement that comes immediately from your subconscious because it was what you were taught.
As much as I want to be one, I'm not a girl's girl. And I hope that I can become a girl's girl.
Hi, Claudia. I can definitely say that you are on your way to being a girl's girl because you're admitting that you know you're not, and you know where your trauma and where your roots come from, and you know that your criticism or your judgment comes from that voice that your mom instilled within you, and also society and the patriarchy. I too had a very judgmental and critical mom. I'm 35 now, and I can definitely say that I've healed and I'm a girl's girl. Becoming a girl's girl starts small, and I recommend complimenting people authentically, not in the mean girls way, but finding small little things that you can compliment and celebrate within yourself and within others. Now, that doesn't mean I still don't feel jealousy from time to time. That's okay. That's a normal human experience. But the more that you start celebrating and acknowledging and praising other people around you, you will become a girl's girl. Especially because you're learning to understand and embody the idea that there isn't a best. Everyone is beautiful. Everyone is smart. Everyone is funny. Everyone is unique in their own way. It's not a competition. And you're not the only girl who has healing around her mother wounds to do. Many of us do. I have too. But I know that you're on your way because you have the awareness, and that's the first step in making change.
A girl's girl, and I hope that I can become a girl's girl someday, but right now I would be lying if I said I'm a girl's girl and I support other women and I feel so much joy and happiness for other women when I see them succeeding. Unfortunately, I have the patriarchy so ingrained within me that I feel such a strong sense of like envy and jealousy. Like when I see, I don't know, like when I see a pretty girl post on Instagram who like maybe I knew or I went to school with, like I have to be the prettiest, you know what I mean? You don't know what I mean probably because this is insane. I hope you don't know what I mean. And I would love to grow out of this. I'm 25. Maybe this is something I grow out of with age. I don't know. I also was raised by a mother who was very, very judgmental. Like, I think that she also ingrained some of this into me. Like, to constantly be being jealous of other women and, like, picking apart other women and, like, constantly having to be better than them. Like, I have to be the prettiest, I have to be the smartest, like, constantly having to be, like, the best person in the room, right? I want to escape this so bad. Like, literally, how do I do that?
My name is Sakina, and I am a woman empowerment coach, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I would say to a client who came to me with this issue. And by the way, I feel comfortable using this creator's video as an example just because they specifically asked for help. It is very admirable, empathetic, and self-aware to acknowledge that this is an issue in yourself and to know that you want to overcome it. And then to share it en masse, that takes a lot of guts. A lot of people have this issue and just stay silent about it because it's kind of a taboo. You're supposed to support other people. You're supposed to support other women. You're supposed to be a girl's girl. And if not, then you're gonna likely get ostracized for it. So again, first and foremost, the fact that you can even admit that this is an issue for you shows that you have strong character in some regard. But here's how I would advise that we move past it. The issue here isn't actually about the other women. It is about yourself. And the issues that you're having with other women are a result of you projecting your own self-hate on them. And all women are conditioned to hate ourselves. It is a product of the deeply misogynistic culture that we live in. Any woman who tells you that she doesn't have a single drop of self-hatred, I would be hard pressed to believe them. This shit goes so deep. And you saying that your mom still behaves like this isn't something that you grow out of. This is something that you have to put in intentional self-work to move past. One of your biggest issues is that you feel as though you have to be better than other women in order to have worth, in order to be valuable. And that's why you don't like to see your peers winning. The issue is that society has conditioned women to believe that one, we will never have as much worth as a man, and two, that the only value that women are capable of possessing comes through our appearance and what we can do for others. And that translates into how successful we are, how much we're achieving in life. That belief system is also a feature of capitalism. So how you're going to move out of this is you're going to begin to get in touch with your own innate worth as a human being. Not even specifically as a woman, as a human being. All human beings have infinite innate value. How do you tap into that? You have to practice mindfulness and you have to spend time doing self-reflection, which you're already doing, so that's a really great sign. If a client came to me with this issue, I would also advise them to stop hanging out with men for an extended period of time until this is something that's gotten under control, because like this creator says, she doesn't have very many female friendships, and that is a result of you seeking men for your validation. Because another thing that society will have women believe is that you are only as valuable as you are desirable to men. And so when you're getting validation from men, even though it may just be through friendships, things that are platonic, you're still feeding into that misogynistic belief system and you're giving men power over you. You're not going to learn to love yourself as a woman, and by extension, how to love other women, without giving up your dependency on male validation. And that may leave you feeling lonely and like you're lacking a support system for a short amount of time, but it will pass. That part of the process is a growing pain. Another point that is so important here is do not demonize your emotions. When you're feeling jealousy, feel that shit. When you feel bitter, give yourself the space to sit with that emotion. Don't demonize it, acknowledge it, observe it, and eventually you'll be able to process it. But when you shame yourself for those feelings and you tell yourself that you're wrong, so you repress it, then it just grows stronger, it bubbles under the surface, and it comes out in absolutely insidious ways that you cannot control and you cannot contain. So stop villainizing yourself for not being a girl's girl. You're human, and I would argue that the vast majority of women, although they're not going to admit it, experience this issue and live like this, especially in the age of social media where everyone only really shares their victories.
For me, I feel like self-love is extremely important in this situation. I feel like she needs to love herself so much, because you cannot give out love to somebody else if you do not love yourself. You need to actually have that love for yourself a lot before you can, have love for other people. And I genuinely know that if you're genuinely happy with other girls, even the ones that you know and the ones that you don't even know, you're just happy for them, the way that they're winning, how they're being successful genuinely from your heart. It makes you happy. I don't know. For me, it makes you happy seeing other people winning, especially the ones you know and the ones you don't even know. You're just so happy for them. You don't have that envy or jealousy, like I'm gonna get whatever you have, or I'm just angry that you have and I don't have. If you have that genuine happiness and you're just genuinely happy for people, especially women, you're just genuinely happy for them. You have this inner happiness. You have this, even you are happy. I don't know, it happens to me. When I see my friends win, I'm always very genuinely happy. Like it's as if I'm the one winning. Like I'm always genuine. Even though I'm losing, I'm happy that they're happy. Like there's something you feel about it. So I feel like that self-love, you need to actually love yourself, be able to share love to other people. I feel like that is very important. And secondly, the centering our mother, like I feel like our mom is a narcissist, and she needs to actually decenter her mom, because the more she's closer to her mom, the more she feels like, oh, she's going to be very difficult for her to see things in a different way. So she actually needs to decenter her mom, like put her mom on one side first, and try to focus on herself, and try to, go to therapy and work more on herself. Just like one of the creators said, was like, genuinely appreciate something you like about a particular person, a particular woman that you just see randomly. Probably you walk into a restaurant, you want to order food, and you just love hair or something, or a smell, or a set of teeth, or something. You just genuinely just appreciate it, like, oh, you look beautiful, oh, you look this. Maybe from that, with that, you start, appreciating other people, and start seeing people differently. Or how would I put it, maybe you will not see it as a competition, or how you have to be better than this person, how you have to be most beautiful than this person, or more beautiful than this person. You start seeing it as there's nothing there. Once you're winning, everyone's happy. Like a lot of us that are actually grown to be a girl's girl at this age, it's not because we're actually trained to be a girl's girl. I feel like we train ourselves. I feel like we started seeing life differently. So I feel like a lot of women that you see these days, the century men doing this, it's not because they were trained to do this or do that. We actually train ourselves at a certain age, and this is the kind of life you want to live. So no matter how your mom must have trained you to not be a girl's girl, to always be in a competition, you yourself have to own to yourself, up to yourself, what do you actually want? What do you want in life, right? You have to train yourself and build yourself to the kind of person that you want, right? In as much as they might have trained you while you were young, a lot of things they've trained us while we were young, but later we had to unlearn to learn and see things differently. It's part of growth. It's part of things you see differently. Like, oh, life is not actually like this. This is how life's supposed to be. So even if your parents were teaching you a certain way, and you are seeing life a different way, and you're like, you have to just learn and grow the way you want to, like in the right way that you want to. Anyway, you guys, what is your take on this video? Kindly share your thoughts down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, your girl Mara Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.